Today we're going to talk about QuantumScape, stock ticker symbol QS. They're an American battery company that produces solid-state lithium-ion batteries for electric cars, possibly for other industries as well, and they have two major investors. They have Bill Gates backing them and also Volkswagen.
The QuantumScape solid-state battery addresses the five big problems, many of which you addressed, James. So it has more energy density, which gives you longer range for a given charge. It has more power density, which gives you faster charge. That's the 15-minute charge that you referenced. It's actually safer because it consists of non-combustible, non-flammable elements, unlike conventional batteries like you mentioned. The cycle life is better because you don't have the reactive elements that you have on conventional anodes. And you get all that without having to pay more because you get those benefits by simplifying the battery and eliminating the traditional carbon or carbon silicon anode.
So in today's video, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about QuantumScape moving forward. I'm going to go over the opportunities that are presenting themselves for the company, the major upside they have, as well as the risks and potential downsides moving forward. After that, we're going to talk about production, when you could expect to see the actual batteries coming off of a factory line and being implemented into cars, because it may be different than you're expecting. And finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about ARK Invest research, Bill Gates, as well as other important backers in the company and where they see the stock going in the future. For those of you who are new here, my name is Michael. I'm a 21-year-old investor, entrepreneur, and full-time college student. In the past 30 days, I've made over $175,000 in one of the many investment accounts that I share with you in our private group on Patreon. So if you'd like to know more about what stocks I'm buying and what stocks I'm selling in our public $575,000 investing account, you want exclusive content that I don't post on YouTube, and if you want pre-release access to my new show called The Stock Room, where I talk about stocks with my 80-year-old friend who's a millionaire investor and entrepreneur, well, then make sure to join our group using the link down below. There's a couple of other benefits in that as well. So anyways, let's talk about QuantumScape. They're an American company that is looking to produce solid-state lithium-ion batteries. And these batteries have a number of advantages over the current batteries that cars like Tesla and other electric vehicle makers use right now. Some of the 5 main benefits of these batteries are energy, fast charge, battery life, safety, and cost.
You got a better better battery than the lithium. It's heavier. The lithium battery is heavier. They catch fire. They don't get you enough distance. And you, on the other hand, have got what?
The QuantumScape solid-state battery addresses the 5 big problems, many of which you addressed, James. So it has more energy density, which gives you longer range for a given charge. It has more power density, which gives you faster charge. That's the 15-minute charge that you referenced. It's actually safer because it consists of non-combustible, non-flammable elements, unlike conventional batteries like you mentioned. The cycle life is better because you don't have the reactive elements that you have on conventional anodes. And you get all that without having to pay more because you get those benefits by simplifying the battery and eliminating the traditional carbon or carbon silicon anode, so it actually ends up being lower cost. So you put it all together, in one fell swoop, with that one change of going from a liquid-based design to a solid-state design, you can address all 5 of those limitations. That's why this approach is better.
So with these benefits, you can charge your vehicle much faster, in less than 15 minutes, because of the solid-state battery. On top of this, it also is an increased life. There's 800 cycles that you can recharge your battery, so you could recharge it 800 times and it would still last just as long. So that's equivalent to about 240,000 miles in a regular car. On top of this, it would be much lower cost than the current batteries. Current batteries are the most expensive aspect of any vehicle that you buy as an electric vehicle, and that is one of the many barriers to entry for consumers looking to buy electric vehicles, is because batteries are very expensive. It makes the entire car more expensive. So with these solid-state batteries moving forward, QuantumScape says they will be much cheaper than the current batteries, which will make just electric vehicles more accessible to the general public. ARK Invest researcher Sam Corris came out and explained that while QuantumScape is targeting specifically the electric vehicle market, he explained how research at ARK Invest suggests that solid-state batteries would actually gain more traction and be better for drones and air taxis. Not that it's not good for electric vehicles and cars, but he said it's going to even be more of a benefit to drones and air taxis, because he explained how both will be less sensitive to the higher price of solid-state batteries than to their light weight. He explained how low weight is less meaningful for electric vehicles. While the batteries they use now are heavier, it doesn't matter really if they have a lighter battery. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it would prove vital and essential for air taxis, drones, and perhaps even AR and VR headsets. So he said these are things that weight of the battery matters much more than, let's say, for a car. Not only will the battery that QuantumScape is producing be better and more efficient than the current batteries, but also QuantumScape is backed by some high-profile investors, which are Bill Gates, who invested in them years ago, and he has a large stake in them, and also automotive giant Volkswagen, which invested over $300 million in the company over the last couple of years.
And you discussed that the data to support these claims were discussed and presented in incredible scientific depth, with never before shared proof points. This must be why Volkswagen decided to give you guys, what, $100 million and as your partner?
That's exactly right. In fact, the data has, in fact, never been seen before. People have tried to do it for, since the mid 70s, but the idea of hitting all those requirements simultaneously, right? You got to get, high charge rates without shorting the cell. You got to get low temperature operation. You got to get long life, high energy density. All those things together is really what makes it hard. Experts call it the "and" problem of solid state batteries, and that's exactly why the automotive OEMs, including Volkswagen, have gotten so excited. And by the way, VW has put in over $300 million, not just $100 million. So they're pretty much all in. And in addition to that, they announced that they're together with us funding a manufacturing joint venture to help bring these batteries to the mass market. So it's a very exciting partnership.
So while all of this is very exciting, the technology in the company is going to be very useful. It's going to be used in the future. There are a couple of things that you need to be aware of if you're invested in this company or if you are looking to invest in it. One of them is that QuantumScape isn't yet producing these for car companies. They aim to start mass producing their batteries by 2025, so still in the very early stages. While they do have a lot of capital behind them, they do have some big backers with Bill Gates and Volkswagen, it's still a risky investment because they haven't even yet started mass producing their batteries. The CEO explained that while the technology does work, one thing is that it takes a lot longer for things to get approved to be put into cars, especially in the electric vehicle industry. However, the market moving forward, if you're looking at the potential market size for solid-state batteries, it's absolutely huge, growing every year, and electric vehicle sales are expected to grow from 2.5 million in 2020 to 31.1 million vehicles in 2030. It's supposed to grow at a compound growth rate of 29% a year. So if every vehicle sold today were to be electric, the market for these types of batteries would be in excess of $450 billion. So that's an absolutely huge market. QuantumScape is going to definitely have a portion of that in the future if everything goes well with their manufacturing and their partnership with Volkswagen. But the one thing to be concerned about right now is that it is still very early stages. They're not generating significant revenue numbers or any numbers to look at right now. The main thing you're betting on if you're investing in the company is the technology. Do you think this technology is going to be used in electric vehicles moving forward? I personally think yes, it will be. But the other bet you're making is QuantumScape going to be the company that's going to take advantage of this opportunity and be the company that's going to be the leading player in this space? Because if you're looking at the stock price right now, it's skyrocketed since IPO, and currently the market cap for QuantumScape is sitting right around $41 billion. So $41 billion for a company that hasn't done much of anything and it's still in the very early stages is a very, very high valuation. It's extremely high. There's no way to look at it where it's not high. But the one thing to keep in mind is that they do have a lot of potential moving forward. But right now, where the price is at, after the recent run-up since their IPO, I'm personally not going to be investing in them at this moment at the current price. I want to wait a couple months, see where the stock price settles off at, because it's just had such a massive run recently. I think it's a great investment long term. It's just it has skyrocketed since IPO in the later parts of 2020, and you just need to wait before you really jump into it, knowing that this is going to be a long-term investment. It's a fairly risky investment, even though the technology is good, because there are going to be many other companies entering this space as well. So anyways, that's what's going on with QuantumScape. Everything to know with Bill Gates investing in them, Volkswagen, as well as talks from their CEO. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 4 free stocks, each valued up to $1,600, when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.